Hi everyone, St. Cross here coming at you with another video. This time we're going to focus about Switch 4. So Switch 4, unlike Switch 1, 2, and 3, is a little bit more complicated. This is where it starts introducing nodes that you have to fill up in order to progress or in order to unlock the entire constellation, which then opens the gate to completing Switch 4. So you can see there in front of your screen now, you've got 15 nodes in total. I've already unlocked the first 11. And the way you unlock these is by using magic break rings. Magic break rings basically just a unit of measurement here, wherein it corresponds to an amount, like an amount of XP. And if I click on redeem, this is the free method. I mean, you don't spend anything. You just use the XP that you've accumulated in game, and you translate that. You basically convert that rather to magic break rings. Now, this stage in the constellation needs 17, um, and the next one is going to need 18, 19, and then 20. So you actually start off with a measly 6, and it requires more and more of those break rings as you progress, as you can see here. Now, how do you convert the XP? Well, first you need to gather it, and to gather it, you basically do you do your XP dungeons, you do offline mobbing, that kind of stuff. And if you can see here, my XP is already at 100%, and this is what makes Switch 4 different to Switch 5. While in Switch 5, you can possibly ignore doing Switch 5 and still gain levels, and then that will gain you skills. Switch 4 is different because once you reach level 370, that's as far as your level's gonna go. Once see how I'm at 100%, even if I killed like 1,000 mobs, my level's not gonna go up because I'm capped at 370. And the reason behind that is because when you do Switch 4, you unlock the legend levels or the peak levels, as the Gaia moderators call it on the website, on their Facebook page. And this will then add a special symbol in front. You start again at level 1, but you'll have a special symbol um, denoted by this spiral. So that means my main is actually not level 176. It's actually level 107, 370 plus 176. Right? That's how that works. And the with peak levels, you actually gain access to a lot of other content, and you can, of course, along with that unlocking the peak levels, you also get access to grade 10 and grade 11 um, gear. And then at level 5, legend level 5 or peak level 5, you gain access to the talent system, which will be accessible here in your skill book. There will be an additional tab here called talents, and that's where you can really customize your skill set um, to being whatever you want: offensive, defensive, support. That's all entirely up to you. You get one skill point per level after level 5. So it's a little bit of a grind, but it's a different system altogether. So Switch 5, that's what it does. And what happens if you reach 100%? Don't worry. I believe this actually flows um, overflows. So you can see here my maximum, what I usually need to level up at 370 is zero point 0.7 trillion XP, and I have 2.2 trillion. So I've effectively overflowed. So I'm above 100%. I'm actually at 300% XP. If this had the capability to show a number accurately, it would say 300 plus experience points. So let's go ahead and do some converting. Uh, let's redeem. Click on that, and that fills up those magic break rings, and then I can light it up. Let's do the same thing for the next one. Light it up. Do the thing for that. Let's see. How many nodes? We have two more nodes. Okay, great. So let's light this up. And I'm a bit shy of filling it up. I still need 6 magic break rings. Now, at this point, if you have bound diamonds to spare, and you're so close to the finish line, and you're out of XP dungeon chances, you can use your bound diamonds. So another main difference from Switch 4 between Switch 4 and Switch 5, Switch 5 will has this same feature where you can choose not to go the XP route, and instead go just directly light up or fill up the needed material by using your bound diamonds. Switch 5 only has the option to use your premium diamonds, so that's something to make note of. In this case, let's just demo. I mean, since I'm current, I think I do have. Um, oops, what am I doing? So if I click on light, if I click on purchase, this is just 50 bound diamonds per one magic, and it goes up one. So I need to purchase five, and that's gonna five more. That's gonna cost me 250 bound diamonds. Not really a good way to spend your bound diamonds, if you ask me. It's better to just stick to filling up your XP bar with naturally gained XP, and use your bound diamonds somewhere else, like the artifact hunt or unlocking your what do you call this? Unlocking uh, your slots for your crystals in your crystal UI. This one. One second. I think I have an alarm. Sorry. Um, yeah, there's a lot of other places where you can use your crystals, your bound diamonds, which is much more worth it. One of those would be here in your gems. I'm sorry, I said crystals a while ago. Uh, was it gems? No, in the purify interface. So you see how you'll need 300 bound diamonds to unlock all three slots here. That's super worth it. Anyway, going back. So since I still have one XP dungeon left, and I did say a while ago that I'd give you a tip. Um, if you're not doing this, might as well do it because it's gonna get you some extra XP on the way along the way. Even if you're not unlocking the switch class, I do this every time I do an XP dungeon. Because at my main level has access to higher level beads and more bead experience. So this is how I would do it. First of all, I'd make sure that I've got a buff going on before I enter the dungeon. Okay, that's the first one. Before I do the XP dungeon, make sure that I'm buff. I've got a 1.5 XP dungeon. That's good enough because I don't have a 2 XP dungeon, 2 XP potion lying around. If I did, I would use that. Um, Second, I'd go down to my beads and I would unequip my attack bead because change it. Possibly swap it out for an XP bead. That's super important. And I guess I can do without the fixed damage. What I'm doing here is I'm actually depending on my. Let's go. Let's put the HP bead there. All right. I'm going to be super dependent on who my teammates are and their damage. So let's go ahead and dismantle these two. We should get the bead back. We're just extracting the bead XP. Go back to your XP bead now and level this up. Pump it up all the way. So for any of you guys who have an orange bead, I actually purchased a red XP bead for this, just for this. And in one dungeon run, I can max out the XP bead up to 62% at level 50. So that's that. Now, um, for you players who have already unlocked the curio, go into your curio, and if you have an XP a curio with or not your curio, what am I talking about? Um, if you have a Drassel rather with an XP skill, equip those as well. Um, so yeah, that's basically it. Now once you've equipped all of your XP related skills, you've got your potions, then we can go in and queue up for the XP dungeon since I have one more try. Ooh, where is it? Here it is. So one more chance here. And I'm just it's actually better if you could find, if you have a guild, if you know some people who are at your same or higher, then that's awesome. Doing it random sometimes doesn't yield the best result, just like what I'm doing now. Um, so just to get a pulse of what is the optimum or the highest uh, amount of XP you're gonna get. As you can see here, I can get at least 2 trillion XP. I got 2 trillion XP on my last run, but this is not accurate, by the way. It just so happened that there's a 2 times XP event going on as well because of the November Fest. So something to take note of here. So my XP run right now is going to go really fast because I've got the 50% XP from the potion, the 30% was it from the bead or 24%, the 50% from the spirit, which is not expired yet, so that's great. And the 2 times XP from the November Fest. So a little bit about the November Fest. Well, it's actually a weekend gala event. Um, so that I've noticed so far, it happens once a month at least. So that event rotates um, between among um, the 2 times gear event. Then there's the 2 times gold event, and then there's a lull, so there's nothing going on, which is similar to like last week. There wasn't any event, and then the XP event kicks in. So that's what I noticed the rotation was. Right. What you could do is, on if you feel like you've done your 2 times XP event on your server, you've done your 2 times gold event on your server. So that's 2 weeks of guessing. On Thursday, try not to do your XP dungeon and wait until 12 midnight. So 12 midnight, the events are going to refresh, and you will be able to. And if it turns out that that Friday is when the 2 times XP is going to happen, then you got 2 or 4 tries depending on your VIP level extra out of the 2 times XP event. And then it's going to refresh at 4 a.m. The dailies are going to refresh at 4 a.m. So then you get to do it you get to do another round of XP. So look at this. Look at what's going on underneath here. See how fast that is going along? Now you're probably wondering, like, why did you get rid of attack? Of course, I wouldn't get rid of my attack if I was um on my main character. My main character is at a level that it's already legend 170, was it? I forget. What's the legend level of Synchros? Yeah, 170. So it wouldn't be nice to, at that level to take out so much attack. So in a way that you're not one hitting the mobs anymore. Like it's taking you 2 hits instead of one. Um, because everybody's playing with their main. For this one, I'm playing with a fun character, so I'm assuming like um, these players aren't like serious players anyway. And at this level, it's not too much of a loss anyway. So yeah. So I am almost at 100%. That XP has really really accumulated fast, and we still have 2 minutes. So I'm probably gonna end up with at least 200% of XP to convert towards completing my switch 4 on this character, because I only need to fill up this one and to fill up this one. So yeah, switch 5 is a different deal. You have to be careful about switch 5 when you're doing this, because if your XP bar goes up to 100%, you're gonna level up. Unlike in Switch 4, you basically just stop at 100%, and then you start to accumulate it. Um, Over here, you can see how much you got. So I'm at 1.0 already. We still got a lot. You like the music? It's more relaxing this way. Kind of sick of uh, hearing the Gaia loop. I couldn't do this on my previous recording system. I could only record my voice. So that's why all my first recordings were silent. Didn't have any sound in their gameplay. Which in hindsight, kind of sucks. I apologize for that. But yeah, this is this is sure, like, I'm pretty sure that we're gonna be able to do Switch 4 now. We're gonna be able to complete it. So yeah, if you're watching, like, I mentioned like the free to play, a day in the life of a free to play character. That's like a mini blog I've got going on the side with Anglicum, this character here, and I wanted to see how far I can take this character um, in the game as far as not spending anything. So we're done with that. But I keep reading, there's usually these comments on Facebook, on YouTube, like hating on this game because they say it's like a gotcha game. Gotcha games don't have like a good reputation, unfortunately, and more geared towards spending. So far, I'm liking this one. Um, and they usually complain about, you can't get to that, I only got up to this level. Did you try hard enough? That's the question. Did you use your brain to try and understand the mechanics of this game before you complained? Anyway, so yeah, let's go ahead and redeem the rest of this. Boom. Light it up. Redeem the 20. So yeah, we're gonna make it. And that's basically Switch 4. As far as I can remember, there aren't any boss battles here. Well, we'll find out. I could be wrong. It's been a while since I've done a Switch 4. I've done multiple Switch 2s and 3s on different characters. Alright, so from Blast Elite, well, we just changed to the Blast Elite. Hey, 108,000 CP, not bad. We get to use the Ocean Talisman, which I have not even gotten on my main, in Gear 10. Let's claim that. So this means our Anglicum can... it kind of feels weird calling her Anglicum. Wink, wink. Let's call her Ang, or Angel. Let's call her Angel from now on. So that's it, guys. Switch 4, simple as that. If you're at Switch 5 already, check out my other video on Switch 5. If you're at Switch 1, 2, and 3, I probably would have already created those by now. But if I haven't, I'll make sure that I do. But those switches are so straightforward that I'm probably gonna scrunch them into one video. All right. Well, thanks for sticking around. Thanks for dropping by. Leave a like, subscribe, leave a comment in the comment section below. If you have any questions, requests, I also do those. Shoutouts, I also do those. Cheers.